Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our bookcast. What? Welcome to Happily Booked, the bookcast where Brooke and Becky talk about books and say the word kindred spirits. So, we're your hosts, says Brooke, and
Beck.
And
oh, that's hilarious.
That was rough. Woo-wee. So, welcome back. Third episode of the year. Yes. Hope you've had a good start to the year. If you live anywhere near either of us, let me know if you got any snow.
I didn't get any snow.
That's what I heard. I heard that area didn't get any snow. I was shocked. And there's actually somebody who lives an hour south of me I'm friends with. The person actually gave us the goats. And they got more snow than we did, which we got more than last year. And what's so weird, and I was looking back on the pictures, because in my head, I was talking to Austin, and I was like, I feel like we got more snow last year when it snowed. But I was wrong. I looked back at the pictures, and we didn't. We got more a couple days ago. And looking back on the pictures, there was snow all over, like, our road, like our little, like, trail on our property, and not a lot in the yard. But a couple days ago, there was, like, snow everywhere except our road. And I'm like,
that's very strange.
Whoever is controlling the snow feature in the simulation needs to, like, stay consistent, because I'm on to you now. Because I'm like, why was there snow all over the mud, plain dirt last year, and now no snow on any of the dirt? I'm just confused. I don't get it. I don't know. I guess maybe the mud is warmer? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
The clay? I don't know.
That Georgia red clay.
Georgia red clay. Anyway, so
my sister, well, maybe I shouldn't say where she lives, but she lives like an hour and a half from us, south, and also had like a blanket of snow. It looked so beautiful.
Yeah. There was just like powdery snow all in the trees and stuff, and I was just like, wow, it's a winter wonderland.
Yeah.
Like,
she posted pictures on Facebook, and it just looked beautiful.
Yeah, there's something about the trees being covered in snow that I just, like, love.
Yes.
But, yeah, it's all gone. We got up, played in the snow for a little bit, ate a quick breakfast, went to church, came back home, it was all melted, so.
Yeah.
Not that I care. I don't really want it to snow, to be honest, because it's like everything, it's pretty for a few minutes, and it's kind of fun to play in, but then it's like everything's wet. Everything is wet and muddy.
And people don't know how to drive down here.
Yeah, no.
Period.
Yeah, but already.
It's worse in the snow.
Yeah. So, it was fun, though. That was Stetson's second time seeing snow.
Yay.
I think he liked it. He kept referencing a book. He kept referencing his book called Barn and Winter, Safe and Warm on the Farm. And in the book, it's cute. And in the book, it starts off with, like, you look at the farm, and the animals are starting to go into the barn. And then it goes through, and it's like, where's the cow? Where's this? Because their original pens are empty because they're all put in the barn because of a snowstorm.
Oh.
So he kept saying that it looked like Barn in Winter, or like there was snow all over the barn, like in Barn in Winter, and it was just so cute.
He's so adorable.
I was like, see, he's already referencing books. You know, he's a genius. So, what can I say? Anyway, I don't know. I had a book arriving today.
It says but it's not here yet?
No, it says from 12:15 to 4:15.
That's funny.
So
that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
I guess you'll have to haul it next week.
I will.
I was going to bring some books to haul, and I left them at home. I just now thought of them. Lady at church, I told her I was reading histories this year. Everything I read is not going to be a history, so don't worry about that, people who are not interested in history. But I am trying to be inclusive of other types of book readers.
Yeah. Well, and it's something you enjoy and you probably haven't read a lot of lately, so now you want to, like, pick it back up.
Yeah, and I do like history. That was one of my two favorite subjects in school. And so I'm enjoying it. But I was talking to her, and she has some really interesting books that I can't wait to talk about next week since I left them at home. And I look forward to physically reading them. So
Okay.
that's a
Well,
surprise for next week.
I can help you out because these books are here.
Oh! Now
These
not only
are-
can you hear the ASMR, but you can see what's making the sound.
These are the books that, before we started recording last week, my mom texted me because they were coming back from their cruise and stopped at my great aunt's house.
That's right.
My great aunt always gives us books. Bada bing, bada boom.
Woohoo!
So I don't remember if you wanted this one or not. And I think we both just said to take it. I think it's like the third or fourth. It's now the third of the medieval song quartet. So this is the third book of a quartet. So
oh well,
I
I
can't
guess I'm going to need to read the other two before I read this one.
yeah.
The first two, I should say.
And then I know I asked for this one because it was a thriller. So I mean,
I like the cover. The colors are nice on those
Yeah.
houses. Looks like the beach.
it's just definitely the beach. Oh, sorry. Hi everybody.
We don't know how to do a podcast.
Ooh, Earth Song by Catherine Coulter. I think my mom's maybe read something else by Catherine Coulter. I don't know. I've seen that author's name. I might be saying it wrong, but I've seen that author's name on other things.
I know someone with the last name Coulter. That's how they pronounce it anyway. So.
Yeah. That's a fantasy, a medieval fantasy story.
Oh, hence the jester hat.
Yes. I jest. The Blame Game by Sandy Jones. Oh, it gets me every time. Here, I'm going to hand this to you.
It's nice to have physical books.
I'm just going to take them out of the bag and hand these to you. And then
Okay.
I'm going to read this synopsis.
All right.
Yoink. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is the synopsis for The Blame Game. Games can be dangerous, but blame can be deadly. As a psychologist specializing in domestic abuse, Naomi has found it hard not to become overly invested in her clients' lives. But after helping Jacob leave his wife, Naomi worries that she's taken things too far. Then Jacob goes missing, and her files on him vanish. As the police start asking questions, Naomi's dark past emerges and the truth comes to light. It seems that it's not just Jacob who could be in danger. Okay, so that's that. That's a thriller. And then there's that one, which I know you got excited when you saw that cover.
Yeah. Is this for me?
Yeah.
Well, is that for you?
All any of them are for you and for me.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, but you can this one's for you.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and it is so cute. I don't know.
I've seen that cover
How
on
did you see that?
Instagram and stuff.
I'm going to guess this is a cozy mystery. It's the season to fall in love. Oh, maybe it's a cozy romance.
Hopefully it's cozy. You
A
never
small town spicy romance? All right, you guys. I'm going to take one for the team if I read this. When Jeannie's aunt gifts her the beloved Pumpkin Spice Cafe in the small town of Dream Harbor, Jeannie jumps at the chance for a fresh start away from her very dull desk job. Logan is a local farmer who avoids Dream Harbor's gossip at all costs. But Jeannie's arrival disrupts Logan's routine, and he wants nothing to do with the irritatingly upbeat new girl, except that he finds himself inexplicably drawn to her. This feels like a spicy Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Will Jeannie's happy-go-lucky attitude win over the grumpy but gorgeous Logan? Or has this city girl found the one person in town who won't fall for her charm or her pumpkin spice lattes? That sounds cute.
It does sound cute.
It's making me nervous with the...
Yeah, it started off immediately just letting you know there's some spice. I tried to look that author up one time.
Laurie Gilmore?
Yeah, and I guess a different series or something. I don't know. Another book came up, and I think it was described that it didn't have a lot of spice.
Okay. Well, maybe it's just spicy in reference to the pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
It's trying to throw me off.
Maybe.
Oh, there's two more titles on the back. The Cinnamon Bun Bookstore and the Christmas Tree Farm. I'm always a sucker for a book about a Christmas tree farm.
Apparently, yeah. You know how many she read last year? And then, yeah, there's House Rules by Jodi Picoult. Oh, you can barely see it. It's so bright right here. I was like, yeah, I want the Jodi Picoult to try it out, maybe at some point, or you can read it. It doesn't really matter. I
We
can't.
could both read it.
Yeah, I cannot promise I will be reading this anytime soon.
We have a lot of books on our plate.
Yeah. So this is the back. I'm sorry, this is the synopsis on the back. Jacob Hunt is a teen with Asperger's syndrome. He's hopeless at reading social cues or expressing himself well to others, though he is brilliant in many ways. But he has a special focus on one subject, forensic analysis. A police scanner in his room clues him in to crime scenes, and he's always showing up and telling the cops what to do, and he's usually right. That sounds funny. But when Jacob's small hometown is rocked by a terrible murder, law enforcement comes to him. Jacob's behaviors are hallmark Asperger's, but they look a lot like guilt to the local police. Dun, dun, dun. Suddenly, the Hunt family, who only want to fit in, are directly in the spotlight. For Jacob's mother, Emma, it's a brutal reminder of the intolerance and misunderstanding that always threatens her family. For his brother, Theo, it's another indication why nothing is normal because of Jacob.
Oh.
Oh,
what a mean brother.
I know. And over this small family, the soul-searing question looms, did Jacob commit murder? I'm going to tell you right now, probably not. But it sounds interesting. So. And now you can do that one.
Okay.
I don't know.
The Outside Man, a Matt Drake thriller by Don Bentley. So I'll hold this up.
Oh, nice.
Let me cover your face.
Thank you. That way you're not shining in the light.
It's nice to actually be able to see the books, isn't it, you guys? All right, so these are all blurbs.
Oh,
there's the probably inside.
Yeah.
Let's see.
When you never read hardcover books, it's kind of like...
I haven't read a hardcover in a while. And usually when I read them, they didn't have dust jackets anymore. Dust jackets
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
So, let's see. The fight for freedom has sent Matt Drake to some of the world's most dangerous spots. This time, the war is coming to his front door. Broad daylight on a street in Austin, Texas, and former DIA operative Matt Drake is fighting for his life against a highly trained team of assassins. Who are they? Why do they want him dead? Can he protect those closest to him? The answers will propel him into some of the most dangerous quarters of the Middle East and will put him in the clutches of an old foe known simply as the devil. It's a world of double crosses with no boundaries between the guilty and the innocent. It will take all of Drake's wiles just to get out alive. Interesting. So is this a series?
Probably. Seems like a series.
Don Bentley spent a decade as an Army Apache helicopter pilot. Ooh. While deployed in Afghanistan, he was awarded the Bronze Star Medal and the Air Medal with V, Device for Valor. Following his time in the military, Don worked as an FBI special agent, focusing on foreign intelligence and counterintelligence, and was a special weapons and tactics team member. Don is a graduate of the Seton, I don't know how to pronounce that, Hill University MFA in Writing Popular Fiction program, and he resides in Texas with his wife and 3 children. So he probably knows a little bit of what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Oh,
good for him.
Yikes.
Whoa. Yeah, so that's kind of a haul that you kind of have. So I'm gonna put them back in the crinkly bag so that they can be sitting somewhere else. I have a feeling that my great aunt did not read this one, The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and did not read Earth Song. I could be wrong though. That one's mine. That's staying there.
Yes. I recognize that title.
Yeah, you do. I'm so sorry. Hold on. There we go. Just so they're safely tucked away for the time being.
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah. I don't know if I can whip up a haul real quick.
You mean
I mean a quote.
That's what I
real
thought you meant.
quick. Hmm. I mean, I can.
Do you have a hot glue gun?
I did at one point. I don't know if I do anymore.
Because you could hot glue this somewhere.
Right.
The only question is where. You should
We'll
put
see.
a
And then if
V
we're
above
gonna
you.
paint it,
Oh, that's true.
you might want to wait.
Yeah.
I think a pale blue or a light blue would be. It would brighten up for sure.
Yeah. We're talking about decorations.
Yeah. For the podcast.
So you guys don't have to look at just black.
Yeah.
What do you think, guys?
See, what's funny though, it's like we put it there and I was like, that's way better than the white cinder block wall.
It is.
And now it's like, okay, now we got to do something else about it.
Only because it does actually wash us out.
Yeah, it does. Okay. Well, here is... Where did it go? Here's a kind of a quote. There's a whole chunk that I didn't actually book or dog ear in this book because it's on Kindle. So, there's that. Headed west, going home, as he still thought of it, he felt often as if he were on a leisurely camping trip. A man and his dog drove in a car, and the days slipped by uneventfully. He crossed the rich farmlands of eastern Pennsylvania where the ripe, unharvested wheat was golden brown and the corn stood shoulder high. When he came to the empty turnpike, he stepped hard on the accelerator and steered deliriously around the neatly banked curves at 80 and 90 miles an hour, careless of danger. Intoxicated with the mere joy of speed, he went on into Ohio.
I've been on that turnpike. That is extremely crazy.
And it was at a point in the, well, we can get there. We'll get there. Just remind me. Anyway, so that was from, it's not a surprise to Becky. She's right here. It was from Earth Abides by George R. Stewart. This is my cover. It's not the cover that comes up on Amazon automatically now, though, but I got that on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of the only covers for this book I like. So the others are older design choices. Not always. They don't always age well. So, but I like this one. It's got like a forest underneath it. It's got this hammer that he keeps with him throughout the entire story and stuff. Anyway,
some compass action going on.
Yeah. So, what'd you finish? You finish anything? Tell me.
I have finished 2 things.
Oh, wow, everybody.
Still trying to update Storygraph on the 1. So I listened to Scotland History, the historical rise and fall of Scotland. Bring it up. Yes, thank you. A timeline of events and key figures. It says it's written by History Retold, which I guess that's just multiple contributors. I don't know.
Yeah, probably something
like that. And narrated by Dean Ericson. It was really good, actually. So Scottish history is kind of, I mean, it's interesting anyway, but my family does have Scottish roots. Mm-hmm. Some parts of my family. I mean, we've got Scottish, German, English, which also means we have some Irish. So anyway,
we might be cousins.
We could be. And that would be wonderful. And according to the genealogy that my cousin did, we are descendants of Robert of Bruce. I don't know if that's true. I don't know how accurate her research is. But that would be cool.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why Scottish history is interesting to me. It was really cool. It started off with the clans and going down into like when they started fighting England, and there were parts of the Roman Empire, they came up into England and they fought a little bit with them, and it went into why there was such a a tiff between Scotland and England, and how England really stole Scotland underhandedly through politics, not even through war, actually. They fought a lot in war, but and it's funny too because some of it obviously coincides with American history. So there's a lot of history of like the Catholic Church and the grip that it had on England and Ireland or Scotland. And it was such a sad time in history when when the Catholics were in charge, they would kill Protestants, but when Protestants were in charge, they would kill Catholics. And it's like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be peaceful.
Yeah, you can sit there and I can sit here and we can not kill each other.
Exactly. But it was easy to see how, like when I was talking about Thomas Paine's Common Sense, how he was like so anti-Catholic. It's easy to see why with the back and forth between the Catholic Church and non-Catholics. And so that was interesting. Then to see the Presbyterian Church is a Scottish church. It was formed in Scotland. And it talked about how the Presbyterian Church came about. So that was, all of that was really interesting. So that was one book that I finished.
Yeah, that's neat though, because you're going from like Common Sense to this one, and they in a way they tie in.
Yeah.
So that's kind of neat.
It was very cool. Then the other book that I read.
Is this the one you're having trouble getting unscribed? Wait.
Yes.
That's not what I meant to say.
I know what you meant.
I know what you meant.
Neither one. So Scotland history, the historical rise and fall of Scotland, also was not on Storygraph. So I had to add that when I got here because I've been dilatory about doing it all week.
Yeah.
This is the other book that I finished, but it's also not on Storygraph. And I'm very sorry, but it was trash. I did listen to the whole book. It was only, hold on, it should tell me if I click on here. It was only a couple hours, I think. 2 hours and 3 minutes. And the Scottish history book was 2 hours and 7 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not long books. But it says that the author is Hoang Nguyen, and it says it's narrated by Annabella. Okay, first of all, there's no narrator in book history that's worthy of one name like Madonna or Cher.
Oh, snap.
And when she was reading, I'm pretty sure the reason she's just called Annabella is because she's AI.
Oh.
Yeah. It was terrible. And it's not written like a book, it's written like a script. And so she would read and she would be like, the name of the person, like she would say, Becky, scratches her head and
oh my God,
walks to the door and looks out, like, stop.
Poor choices for production. Yes.
And then, in addition,
layout.
There were a lot of key phrases that sounded AI written. So I'm like, did he actually write this book?
Right.
Or did AI write this book? Like the whole, from start to finish, not only were there a lot of key phrases that sounded AI, but the writing style didn't seem to like really be different in between the AI phrases. I'm sorry.
When was that one published?
2025.
Yeah, they probably didn't want to pay for a real narrator. No, we could be wrong. It could be a real person. But
sorry, Annabella, if you're not AI.
You didn't do a very good job. Anyway, but yeah, they probably didn't want to pay for a real narrator. And like that sucks because that makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
And then like how he wrote the book out,
I was not impressed.
That's a choice.
And he has a bunch of books on Everand. And all the covers also look AI generated. And I'm like, those are not his. Well, that is actually. Oh, that is his too. But, okay, here's the rest of them. They look AI generated, right?
Right.
So I'm like, from start to finish, it feels like he just uses AI for everything. And I'm like, AI has its purpose.
Right.
And you can use it to help you, like if you have writer's block and you need to move from one.
Like, how do I get from here to here?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with you using that. I don't think James Patterson has to do that. But if you have to do that, I understand. But I don't think you should use it to write your entire book, to do your cover, and to read your book.
Yeah. Why didn't you just read the book?
I just did not care for it.
Yeah, that sucks.
Anyway, those are the 2 books that I completed.
That is unfortunate. Yeah, she probably sounded like a robot, and then like didn't make sense. And maybe she wasn't, like your example, Becky scratches her head, then blah 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 blah. But maybe she wasn't even supposed to say Becky. But she doesn't know that because she's not real. So I don't. Anyway, whatever. I finished, since we recorded last week, 2 books.
Yay.
Yay. The first one I finished was The Book Woman of Troublesome Creek by Michele Richardson, which is the book club book for the book club me and my mother are in.
Is that tomorrow?
And that is tomorrow. I actually finished it like Friday night, Saturday night, something like, I think it was Friday. It was definitely during the week because I was like, oh, I'm already done. Already done with it. It was a very quick book. Which is funny because it is 320 pages.
Yeah.
But like it moves fast and it's easy to read and everything. Mm-hmm. And although I have the paperback version, I ended up listening to the audio version overall because I was terrified I wasn't going to finish it in time. So I would like sit there and crochet and listen to the book or do whatever, sweep, mop, whatever.
Yeah.
And listen to the book. And I like finished it and I was like, oh, well, that was quick. Now what? Like,
what did you rate it?
I rated it 4 stars. It was very good. I kept thinking, should I rate it 5 stars? Like, I don't know. But it was good. I don't know if I would have picked it up on my own. Maybe at some point. But I'm going to reread the synopsis for anybody who doesn't remember. And I'm probably going to say this other word wrong again. So
be prepared.
The hardscrabble folks of Troublesome Creek have to scrape for everything except books, that is. Thanks to Roosevelt's Kentucky Pack Horse Library Project, the Troublesomes got its very own traveling librarian, Cussie Mary Carter. Cussie's not only a bookwoman, however, she's also the last of her kind. Her skin a shade of blue, unlike most anyone else. Not everyone is keen on Cussie's family or the library project. That's not the synopsis fault, that's just me. Sorry. And a blue is often blamed for any whiff of trouble. If Cussie wants to bring the joy of books to the hill folks, she's going to have to confront prejudice as old as the Appalachians. Why can't I say it? And suspension as deep as the holler. Inspired by the true blue-skinned people of Kentucky and the brave and dedicated Kentucky Pack Horse Library Service of the 1930s, The Book Woman of Troublesome Creek is a story of raw courage, fierce strength, and one woman's belief that books can carry us anywhere, even back home.
They have bluegrass and blue skin.
Right. Isn't that fascinating? It was good. You know. I don't think I would have picked it up on my own originally, maybe, but it was a good book. I liked it overall, and there is a sequel that I might end up listening to if I don't have like other things that I want to listen to. I told my mom, I was like, there's a sequel, and she really liked it, and I think most of the women in the book club did really, really enjoy it. So I'm gonna be like, hey, do y'all know there's a sequel? If nobody else says it. And my mom was like, oh my gosh, no, I didn't. And I was like, yeah, it's called The Bookwoman's Daughter.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, I got the paperback from the book club. Sorry.
Did you say from?
I'm processing my thoughts from the book club.
I thought you said you got rum for a second.
Fur rum. You ever heard of it? And I had started the book that way, and I would have kept going that way, except I got scared. I wasn't going to finish it in time, so then I bought it on Kindle because I could not find it on audio anywhere at the time. Like, it wasn't on Everand available. It wasn't on Everand. I couldn't find a free version on YouTube. And that's all I've really got, except for the Libby app I also tried. And I looked on there, and it was like, yeah, you got like 2 weeks until you can listen to this audiobook. And I was like,
man.
let me go ahead and place a hold anyway. And I started reading it on my Kindle. And then, like, literally the same day, I think it was like, oh, here's your audiobook. You can listen to it.
Nice.
So I listened to it that way. So now I just, wasted Austin's money on Kindle. It was only like $6 or something like that. Like, it wasn't a whole lot, but I was like, come on now. It was good. You start off with her. She's only like 18 or 19, but they were married off younger before that. But
yeah.
So her dad is trying to find her a suitor, and because he's scared he's going to die and she's going to be left alone, and her mother has been dead for a few years now, and there's nobody else. Nobody likes the blue-skinned people of Kentucky. They, treat them terribly, absolutely terribly, like almost like witches. Like, they just are very unfair and full of prejudice towards them. And I was thinking, I would love to see a blue-skinned person, first of all. Cool. But I think like the last recorded case of somebody being born with the condition was like in the 70s, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe a little earlier. And I think that's last recorded that I saw. And so he's trying to find her a husband, and she does not want to get married because she's like, nobody wants to marry me, not with the color of my skin, and then I'm probably going to pass down the gene to the next child that we have, and then they're going to have a hard life, and it's never going to stop. But I also don't want to be taken away from my ability to have this job with the pack horse librarians. And so he marries her off to the first man who has a good enough bargain with her father, and she's terrified. She doesn't want to go, and it ends up not being a fun situation, but it doesn't last long, thankfully. So you take off from there to her. You follow her on the book route to meeting everybody in the hills of Kentucky and the deep hollers, and how they just appreciate her so much. Like, they don't care what she looks like because they're bringing her book. She's bringing them books, things that they can't have access to without her. And what she experiences going to her different stops. And then there's a new patron she picks up. I can never remember his name. I think it's Jackson Bennett. I don't know. I was making this joke with my mom. I literally said the wrong name to her in a text message. Completely wrong name. And then I re-looked it up, and I was like, who is this guy? Like, why did I think of this name? It's already slipped out of my head, and I don't know. I can't think of his name again. It was funny. But he is nice to her. Jackson Lovett. I don't know what I just said, but his name was Jackson Lovett. And he's very nice to her.
You said Jackson Bennett.
Okay, I was close. And you go from there, and there's things that she experiences prejudice-wise and other forms of assault-wise, and people just aren't nice to her. And she's a very nice person. It was really good, though. I liked it. For a while, I was so worried that I wasn't going to really like it like everybody else seems to have liked it. But the 75% mark to the end was really intriguing. So I thought it was good. There was a lot of sad stuff too, so keep that in mind.
The skin condition, is it genetic or is it?
It can be genetic, or it can be because of like a blockage from your lungs or something like that, because it's you get less oxygen, that's why your skin's blue.
Okay.
But it can be genetic as well. She at the end of the audiobook, she was going into like research about it, and I actually appreciated that, but I never got to finish listening because then Stetson woke up, and then I was like, well, technically I'm done with the book, so I didn't finish listening to all of the information.
Loser.
I know. But and yeah, so there's several reasons it could have popped up. The main one the book focused on was coming from your parents and stuff. Down the line, the genes, the genetics. Yeah. So it was interesting. I don't know if I'll read the sequel. I might. I don't know. I think my mom will. The only way I could get to it, though, is on Libby. So I have it saved in a separate list. I'm not going to place a hold on it right now because then I don't want to get it and then, like, I had to send it back immediately because I'm not going to listen to it.
What else did you read?
Oh, yeah, I did finish something else. I finished Fugitive Telemetry by Martha Wells, which was the book. 6th book. Okay, that's what I thought. The 6th book in the Murderbot Diaries. I don't know. I was reading it on my Kindle because they're like all available on Kindle Unlimited. And then I didn't really have an audiobook, but I needed to sit there and crochet while Stetson was napping and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, well, let me see if it's on Everand, and it's on Everand. So I was like listening to it. And I found that I pay way more attention to these stories if I'm reading it on my Kindle than if I'm just listening to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was fine. It was all right. I don't know. I ended up giving it 3 stars, though. I didn't really I don't know. I guess I didn't really care for it as much as the other ones. So, the one she wrote that was a full-length novel, though, that one actually, I really liked that one. So, I don't know why she didn't continue doing that. Other than she just didn't want to write that much. I don't know. But I really liked the one that was like a full-length novel. This one was only 172 pages.
Oh, wow.
Which actually it might be a novel, but it's just shorter.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was okay. There was a murder on a spaceship that they stumbled upon, and Murderbot has to like help figure out who did it, while the people that the Murderbot is working with, they don't trust him at all. So they don't let him hack into the system and stuff to like really get an in-depth look at everything. Yeah. And could pretty much tell you immediately what happened.
Right.
So he, I just say he just because it's not really, there's no gender, but I'm just saying he.
It's just a robot.
Yeah, it's just a robot. But so, you're following them doing that and figuring out who killed this person and why. And it was all right. I mean, it was fine.
So not your favorite in the series?
Not really my favorite in the series, and nothing to really write home about. So, nothing to really take home to mama. But I will probably finish the series.
How many more are in the series?
I think there's one more after this one, but then there's another one coming out.
Oh, okay.
I think. So, and then there's also this one, like a prequel that I haven't read. And I haven't read that other one, that little short story into it as well. And I read that one. So I read the short stories out of order. Great. Oh. Great. Yeah, so the 7th one is System Collapse, which was the last one in the series. But now there is one coming out this year called Platform Decay. They're both a little bit bigger in their page length. So, I don't know. Network Effect was 348 pages, and I really liked that one. And System Collapse is 245 pages, so maybe there will be more to it that I will enjoy instead of just like a tiny rushy story.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like an insult. I don't mean it like an insult, but like they are kind of short and quick.
Right.
Platform Decay is going to have 256 pages, so maybe she's listening to the podcast right now. And she's who knows?
She's like, must make them longer.
Yeah,
for
must
Brooke.
make them longer so Brooke enjoys them. That's all I finished. What are you currently reading?
I had to
Becky Boo.
I had to use a holy credit on Audible.
Man.
So I could listen to The Spy by James Fenimore Cooper, which is the book I was talking about when I what was that first book I read? Hold on. When I was reading about the history of the Coulter Ring. When I was reading about the Coulter Ring, it was talking about like the first spy book that was written. And I'm pretty sure I didn't write it down when I was listening, but I Googled it and it said that this was the first spy book.
Oh, like ever.
Yes. Well, in American history.
Yeah.
It's called The Spy by James Fenimore Cooper. I'm in chapter 3. I'm trying to see if it says like when it was written. Title details. This historical adventure with a hint of romance takes place during the American Revolution when a man only known as Mr. Harper requests shelter at the Locust during a storm. When another unknown stranger appears in want of shelter, Mr. Harper and the Locust family become quite suspicious. As the battle between the Patriots and the British is fought in their midst, an internal struggle occurs in the house of one family. Well, this is wrong. It's not really wrong. The release date of the audio was 2022. I was hoping it would tell me the history of this book. But, a historical novel by James Fenimore Cooper published in 1821 is set during the American Revolution.
Nice. Quite a while ago now.
Yes. And it's already starting off, really the house is kind of divided on the war. The father stays neutral in his opinions so far. But the one sister is pro-British forces and the other sister is pro-American forces, pro-rebels. So
drama.
They're not like mean to each other, but like they don't hate each other. They kind of tease each other a little bit. It's very lighthearted right now, but I know since it's about something that's a little heavy, and it was written not long after, honestly.
Right.
It probably gets heavy. So
probably
it won't stay lighthearted, I'm sure, but so far it's not it's not a difficult read.
If there's anything we know about history, she ain't lighthearted.
That is true.
So
from start to current,
yeah,
there's nothing lighthearted about it.
No. I'm glad. I'm glad you're so far enjoying it.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll probably enjoy it.
I think I will. I think James Fenimore Cooper is still very popular. So I think I don't think there's going to be it's not going to be boring.
Right.
Like, I like Pride and Prejudice. You thought it was boring.
Yeah.
Emma liked Emma, and her friend couldn't get it past the first chapter. And I told you that one was kind of boring too.
Yeah, you did. You're like, it's kind of boring. I'm bored. And I was like, that really shocked me.
Shocked me too. So like, it's things written that are older can be hit or miss for current generation. But it feels like James Fenimore Cooper, his writing style is still like on point.
Yeah.
I mean, The Last of the Mohicans was made in like the 80s or 90s. I actually haven't seen Last of the Mohicans because I think I was too young to watch it, and it's just not ever something I've thought about to watch now that I'm grown. But when I was a teenager, we watched a show called Hawkeye, which is based on Last of the Mohicans. Hawkeye is a character from the book, and Chingachgook is a character from the book, and I think they're both like really main characters in that book. So I don't know if Chingachgook is the last of the Mohicans. Hawkeye is a white man. He's not an Indian, so, or Native American. But anyway,
You could buy like a paperback set, and they have those, all of them like that.
I should look for that.
You should.
Give me something else physical to read.
Yeah. Is that all you're reading?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so you finished 2 books, and now you're reading 2 books, and wow.
I'm reading one book.
Oh, okay, sorry.
I'm reading The Spy. That's the only one I'm reading.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
I want to read Last of the Mohicans.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm not currently reading it.
I'm reading 3 things.
Okay.
I'm still reading Earth Abides. I have not opened it back up since finishing The Bookwoman of Troublesome Creek. Because I was reading it and I was like, I think I can finish this before I have to read that book. And then, it just got closer and closer and closer. So I set this down, picked the other book up. Now I finished it. Now I can start this one again. I have yet to do that, though. I'm hoping that after y'all leave and after the roofing guy leaves, that maybe Stetson will take a nap and I can sit in the living room and read some.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I'm very much enjoying it. I had only gotten like a couple chapters in, and I messaged my mom and I was like, "Have you read Earth Abides?" And she was like, "No." I was like, "I feel like you should read that and tell me if you like it." So she ended up listening to it. She's already done from listening to it on Everand, and she wants to talk about it. She wants to talk about it, and I'm like,
"Oh," and you're like, "I'm not done.
Haven't read it." So she said, we were around the same spot because I was reading a lot slower than she was listening to it. And she was like, it feels like it's a little boring at the moment. And I was like, sorry. I don't know. But then afterwards she was like, no, it ended up picking back up. And I was like, okay. So it is a slower paced story. Our main character, Ish, is alone in a cabin, in his family's cabin, in, like, the mountains or hills of California. Not Colorado. I almost said Colorado. Of California, when he is, like, out hiking, and he gets bit by a rattlesnake, so he is like, I gotta go back to the cabin. He goes back, tends to his wounds, then falls ill with fever and everything, and wakes up and there's like 2 guys in the cabin, and he's like, oh, thank God, help me, I'm sick. And they're like, you just said the magic words, and they left. And so you said, you're sick, we're gone. And it confused him because he's like, why did you leave me? I need help, I've been bitten by a snake. He never told them that. He never got past I'm sick before they were out the door. So then
they're like, he's got COVID.
Yeah. Then he falls ill again, then wakes up and is okay, and is like, okay, well, phew. Glad that's over. I'm going to go home. But at the same time, he starts to realize that he's not seen anybody. He's not heard from anybody. He's not seen any other hikers for at least like 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Nothing. Nary a soul. So, except for the 2 that were in his cabin and left. So he starts to head home, and he's like,
they might have been safer there, actually.
Yeah, I know. And he's like, well, nobody's around. Like, there's no cars. There's no people walking on the road. And it's very unsettling to read it. When he was going through it, I was like, ooh, that sounds like I'd be upset. That sounds like I would be not okay. And so he goes, he starts to realize what's happened, and he starts to put all the puzzle pieces together, and he's like, something crazy has happened, and it has killed, like a disease has killed a bunch of people. And I very well might be the last person alive. And so he has to cope with that. And at first, he does not cope well. But then he gets through it. He meets a dog. They become buddies. He starts off the story, and he's like, I don't even like dogs. And you're like, come on, Ish. And then he meets the dog, and she wins him over. So Now he's a dog person. And he decides that he's going to travel from California to the East Coast, see if he picks up anybody along the way, and you're following him while he does that, and then at some point he comes back, and from that point he has met people. They've either been unhinged or okay. You have to read it to find out.
They have a 50-50 chance.
Yeah. Then he comes back and meets somebody else, a lady, and they decide they'd like to spend the rest of their possibly short lives together. And you go from there. And I've read a good chunk after that point, but I don't want to keep telling you what happens. It's good so far. I really like it. And I know I mentioned that last episode I mentioned how it got a little freaky at first because it was like, oh, they're going to repopulate basically. So his lady is going to give birth, but nobody's around. And yes, people have been doing it for many 1,000 years. More than 1,000. Many years before then. But, we've gotten so comfortable with modern medicine and like that. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Personally.
All the complications that happen?
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. But then it's like they're both scared and then they're just talking about how they're anticipating it, and then it's like the end of that day and you like skip forward a couple months and she's okay and everybody's fine and they had the baby and I was like, oh, thank God. I can handle it. So that was nice. It's good though. Try not to knock over my drink. I like it. I like it a lot. I wish I could just sit down and just keep reading it, but I've not really been able to, and it's been like driving me nuts.
Well, there's always today.
Yeah, hopefully. Fingers crossed. I don't think I'm gonna be able to clean our bedroom, but before they get here, so oh well. But
we did try.
And I'm still reading 2 other books, so we're not even done.
That's right.
I then picked back up on my Kindle, The Infection by Craig DiLouie. I read some more of that. I am enjoying it. There was Craig DiLouie. The Infection is the start of a series, basically about a zombie apocalypse, and you're following certain main characters, and you're kind of learning about what got them here to this point within this group of survivors. And, yeah, you learn about somebody's situation, and I got a little mad, because it was like, he was the dad and husband, and all of the people who become infected with this, like, zombie-like virus, they all, like, start screaming or something, and they become violent, and then they die.
Oh.
But then they, like, wake back up 3 days later, and and become like really violent and start just killing anybody and everybody that they come into contact with. And I guess the government thought they had it under control, and so like people were still going to their jobs and things like that. Well, not everybody, I guess. Maybe only essential workers. I don't know. And then the husband is like, do you really have to go to work? Talking to his wife, and she's like, yes, I gotta go to work. And he's like, can you just like stay home though? Like, let's let this run its course a little bit longer before, we get back to normal life. And she's like, no, they said we have to keep going. We've got to like, power through this and just keep humanity going at its normal pace. And I was like, girl, stay home. They have a 2-year-old daughter, and she's like, and I don't remember what her name was, but they're like, Sally misses her friends in daycare. Sally's 2. Sally don't miss nobody. Sally's gonna miss you if you die.
It's
so
true.
they go. She goes to work, takes the child to daycare, but then you're following the husband who wakes up in bed like the next day and is like, something's off. Where is everybody? And he like looks at the news and it's gotten bad. And his wife's not answering his phone. He goes to her place of work and it's shut and closed. Nobody's there. He goes to the daycare. Nobody's there and it's closed. And I'm like, why didn't you put your foot down and make them stay home? First of all, if you were already home, why was the daughter at daycare?
Also, why did you go to sleep
Yeah.
and not know where they were? Like,
Yeah.
why was that not weird to you?
Yeah. What's going on? So I just like, it makes me mad. It's a fictional story, okay? But it really made me mad because it's like, you probably could have prevented this. At least for your 2-year-old. Your wife could have maybe just still done whatever she wanted, but you could have been like, no, she's not going to go to daycare. She doesn't need to go to daycare. She's 2. She can stay here. And you could have at least saved your 2-year-old daughter. Maybe they're still alive, but at this point in time, at where I'm at, they are allegedly not. So
they're missing.
Yeah, I don't know. It just made me mad because I was like, I'm not going to work if if a whole thing like that's happening. Forget that mess. But I've not gotten much further than that, and it was kind of, sort of ish similar to Earth Abides, but not really, because Earth Abides is not a zombie story. But like, something's crazy is happening and killing off a bunch of people, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't read 2 of them at the same time. So I was like, let me finish Earth Abides, then maybe I'll get back into the infection.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. I don't know, okay? Then I am started Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis.
Look at you.
I really am really liking it. My friend Kaylee was like, have you read Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis? And I was like, no, I don't think I've even read, really, the Chronicles of Narnia. And I mean, I've read the first one, but after that, I don't think I've read any of them. And she was like, oh, well, you'd probably really like it. And she had said she had just been off and on reading it. And I was like, okay. So I looked it up on Everand, and it's on Everand. So I started listening to it, and I was just like, I didn't even get into the first chapter, and I was like, I need to own the book. Yeah. I have to have it. I have to have it. So, I was listening to, or what I did listen to was the introduction to the book, the foreword, and then like the first 4 chapters. Mm-hmm. And I just think it's really good. I'm really liking it. And I told my mom already to read it, but I guess she, her like eyes ignored that part of my messages. And she just texted me not long ago and was like, I finished Earth Abides. I need another audiobook. And I'm not even done with Mere Christianity. But I was like, Mere Christianity. Read that. I think she'd like it. But yeah, it feels very profound. Mm-hmm. If you're already a Christian. Mm-hmm. And I guess helps you gain more understanding. Mm-hmm. But I also think it could help you gain more understanding if you're not a Christian and you just want to understand values and the ideas kind of behind Christianity. Mm-hmm. Without cracking open your Bible, I guess. Or a Bible. If you're not a Christian, maybe you might not own a Bible. But yeah, I think it's a very easy to read and understand, accessible, not story, but piece of work so far. I'm not finished it, but I really like it. So yeah, that's my thoughts. And I didn't know he had a bunch of other nonfiction books too. So
I have a lot of them saved. I saved them like a year or 2 ago. I obviously haven't circled back around to reading them, but he does have a lot of books that seem very interesting.
Yeah, I actually saved one. Where though? Where did I save it? Everend? I don't know. I have The Great Divorce by C.S. Lewis in paperback upstairs. I think it was A Grief Observed. Anyway, it seemed interesting. And then obviously the Chronicles of Narnia. Come on. This is what Amazon says. It's like a brief little, what's it about? This book is about the core beliefs of Christianity and provides a powerful, rational case for the Christian faith. And yeah, I think that's spot on, so. Thus far. That's what I'm reading. That's all.
Another good book is The Case for Christ by Lee Strobel.
I do want to read that. I think I actually have that saved on Everend.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read it yet though, but
Emma read it when she was like 11.
yeah.
The thought process of my child reading, like, she's read the Book of Mormon, she's read parts of the Quran, she's read that book by Lee Strobel, she's read I think she's read something by Josh McDowell. He I think his book is, what is his book called? Hold on. He used to be, actually he and Lee Strobel were both atheists, and Josh McDowell was trying to prove that Christianity was not accurate to one of his college professors who was a Christian, and he ended up converting himself.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, what is the name of his book? It's fun to listen to him talk. Let's see.
Sorry. He was sitting right there and kind of rolled right next to her and was like, whoop, let me get up. And she looked over like, excuse you?
He wrote, okay, the one that I was thinking of is called Evidence That Demands a Verdict. But he also wrote a book called More Than a Carpenter. But he's a good author as well.
Yeah.
If you're interested in that kind of book. So.
Yeah. So I'm really enjoying it. And I've been trying to read my Bible way more. So I was like, this will be nice to like kind of, co-read both of them.
Yeah, to help you focus.
Yeah. So that's all. There's that. Who knows when I'll be done reading Earth Abides, hopefully soon. I really like it. Then I don't know what I'm going to read next.
Ooh,
who knows?
Time will tell.
I don't know. We'll never find out.
I do want to mention, at the risk of sounding like a complete idiot, which I already have to anyone who has read these books.
I also have things to amend.
Oh.
But you can go first.
So I was just trying to remember something that I had read online about Last of the Mohicans. But actually, I was probably remembering it only, obviously I was remembering it partially. The books, or the series is called the Leatherstocking Tales, but it was always apparently a series of 5 books.
Oh, okay.
And the books are listed here. The Pioneers, The Last of the Mohicans, The Prairie, The Pathfinder, and The Deerslayer.
Okay.
And Amazon does have the Leatherstocking Tales in 2 bindings. So 5 books in 2.
Oh, wait, that's not what I wanted. Oh, okay. I was looking at the page count of all of it.
2,126.
Yeah. That's a big number.
Yes, it is. So anyway, I just wanted to correct myself before I looked like a complete idiot.
Nah. You could never look like more of an idiot than I make myself look on this podcast.
What are your amendments?
Speaking of, last episode, not last episode. I realized this happened 2 episodes ago on our first episode of this season when we did our statistics.
Oh, okay.
I said that I hadn't read a full-length novel by Stephen Graham Jones in 2025. I was wrong. Okay. I read a full-length novel by Stephen Graham Jones in 2025, which goes to show that I need to slow down.
Yeah.
Because I remembered I read like 2 short stories by him, but not the full-length novel. I read, excuse me, I Was a Teenage Slasher.
Oh, yeah, you sure did read that.
I sure did. Yes, I did. I told you, I said you, I told you should read Space 1984, which this may have been in the last episode, not the statistics. Okay, I don't know. When I meant to say, I looked it up because I was like, let me look it up for the show notes. It's not called Space 18 or whatever I said, 1984. Nothing comes up when I type that except George Orwell's 1984. I meant to say Space 1969.
Oh.
By
to
Bill
be fair,
Oakley.
My children probably equate 84 with 69, so.
I was like,
Mom, weren't you born in the 60s?
right.
No.
So, and it's only on Audible. So now you can look it up on Audible. Space 1969.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, and for the buzzword challenge, when I was telling you my books that I was going to fill in the slots, for one of them that I said I had for the prompt for whatever month it is, for the one-word book title, one of them I said was called Engine, and it's in reference to the Jurassic Park Corporation and stuff, and it's a scary, supposed to have dinosaurs in it book, basically around or on the islands of Jurassic Park. It's not called Engine.
Oh.
It says Engine, like Engine in bold letters on the title, because that's like the cloning company. I can't think of the right words. The bioengineering place.
Yeah.
But it has like slashes through it on the cover from like a dinosaur claw. But it says Engine in big bold letters, and then like the author's name. But it's not called that. It's called Jurassic Park Deadlands.
Oh.
So I can't read it for that. I mean, I can still read the book, but...
That's unfortunate.
I know. I had like 2 or 3 other ones, though, that are one-word titles, so I'll make it work. But I was like, why wouldn't you put the title more obviously on the book? Anyway, those are the things I had to amend. I was cackling, though, about Space 1969. I was like, that is just so wrong. Like,
typical Brooke.
I know. I'm like, what in the world? So those were all the things I had to amend that I caught.
But we're often wrong and don't know it, so.
Yeah, it's okay. All right.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay. Well, thank you as always for listening, kindred spirits. It's wonderful to know that there are so many of you in the world. Please continue to check out Sideways Sheriff. And also, we have merchandise. And we have shirts and bags and mouse
just realized
pads.
I'm staring off into space. I'm so sorry. I'm probably
That's
like,
okay.
You can like zoom in on my face in your edits and be like,
that'll be fun.
I'm just like, sorry, continue.
Add a little drool.
Yeah.
We have so much fun on this podcast, and I hope you do too. Gosh.
We have bags.
Yes.
Notebooks. Handy dandy notebooks. Mouse pads.
Yes.
Shirts. Other things.
Yes. So if you're interested in, supporting us through merchandise, let us know. We can get you some. And I want to say thank you to Miss Tracy because she does all that for us. I think that's all I really have. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
And help us to get to 100 subscribers, you guys. Share, talk about us. And I guess that's really it. Have a wonderful time. Until next time, stay happily booked.